time show, fan reactions, and match review. Can you hear that? I'm getting some mad feedback in these headphones. Let me take them off for a second. How's it going, people? Welcome back. Apologies for that deafening sound. I thought it was only me hearing it, but yeah, I see in the chat that a lot of you lot are hearing it as well. So apologies for that. Hopefully it's all good and well now. We are back. It is a 3-0 away win to Fulham. We go 5 points clear again after City cut the gap down to 2 points. And I'm with Laurie to discuss the game. What are you saying, Laurie?
I'm here, man, on a very, very good day for Arsenal.
Very good day. I mean, first and foremost, did you expect the win? Was you confident about the win? Because away at Fulham is not an easy fixture.
Yep, I was going into this game. I was quite confident, not overly confident though, because we know that Fulham are a good side. But I know the way we've been playing well recently, and the vibes and the energy and the whole aura around the club right now is second to none. So I was confident we could get a result, but did I predict 3-0? No, I didn't. So listen, man, I'm made up about the result. Brilliant.
I mean, that first half as well. I know you was making your way in, so you could only listen to the first half on radio, but you caught up with the second. You missed some quality football in that first half.
Yeah,
I mean, not only the 3 goals, we had one disallowed, which was a great move.
That's right.
Xhaka should have scored one, which probably would have been the best goal of the game. Trossard was unlucky, unfortunate with one just wide of the post. We could have been 4, 5, 6 up at the end of that first half.
Yeah, totally dominant is what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was confident going into this game, but that level of performance, I probably didn't see as, you know what I mean, dominant as that. But listen, I think it's a testament to the team and the manager that they really believe in themselves, man. That's what I'm picking up. I mean, I've been one of those, I've been saying for a few weeks now that I think it's fate, it's destiny that we will win the title. And when you see performances like what we saw today, it only increases my belief in what I said a couple of weeks ago. I genuinely think that we were going to win the title.
Yeah, because when we got the last minute winner against Bournemouth, opposition fans, pundits tend to look at that as a chink in the armour, getting away with it. But we've had mixed performances and results in a sense where you look at the Everton game, first half an hour, 40 minutes, it was tough, but we got the job done in emphatic fashion. Leicester game, we dominated throughout. Bournemouth and Aston Villa, it was, late winners. But today, it was something special. It felt like the first 14 games of the season again, when we was pretty much rolling over every side.
There were so many positives today. I mean, not least the fact that Gabriel Jesus came back today and his little cameo there was outstanding. He could have had a goal.
Should have had a goal.
Should have had a goal. But I mean, he made in the lead up to that opportunity. You saw the little flick he did. Brilliant, and he gives us that extra bit of edge that we have been missing, and he showed that today. And I'm so pleased that he's back and looking ready to go.
To be honest, let's start with that then, because it is great to see Jesus back. I mean,
100.
When he got injured, a lot of us thought the worst. When he got injured, a lot of opposition fans thought it was over for Arsenal and any hopes of a title. Eddie hit the ground running, Trossard's come in and done his thing, but seeing Jesus back in an Arsenal shirt, back on the pitch, it's great to see, and it's great news for us.
Absolutely. With Jesus, he gives you that added bit of extra quality. He's not the most prolific, I think that's fair to say, but what he brings in terms of his just holding up the ball, his little intricate movements, the running off the ball, sometimes it's like he's playing the game at a slightly different level to some of the other players on the pitch even. You know what I mean? He's just got those little nuances to his game that just make us so much a better side.
Yeah.
And I really do think that having him back now, back to enter another crucial part of the season, what we're down to, what? 11 games now. It's great to be having him back.
And it makes the bench look a lot healthier than it's been looking recently. And one of those players, and I say one of those players, I'm not talking about one from the bench, because he's been integral to recovering from the blip we had about a month or so ago. Leandro Trossard, the January signing, he's come in and, Arteta's deployed him up front. And he's been a revelation so far, in my honest opinion, because a lot of us fans were upset about the whole Mudryk saga and not getting the man it seemed we wanted over the line. And Trossard did feel like the plan B. I guess he was the plan B, but the plan B is working. And when you see him today in that first half, 3 assists, and not only in this game, but the games he's featured in recently before he was out with an injury, he's been quality for us. And it just bodes the question now moving forward. We've got Sporting at home, we've got Crystal Palace at home, we've got Leeds at home before a massive fixture against Liverpool away from home. What do you do with the attack now? Because Trossard's on form, Martinelli's on form, 5 in 5. Saka, he's been on form for years now. Jesus coming back has really added that strength in depth, dare I say it.
Yeah, he's given us that extra impetus, hasn't he?
Yeah, does he come straight back in now, considering the front three are on form and they are firing in all cylinders?
I think it's an excellent problem to have, first and foremost. And I think that this is why the manager gets paid so much money, because he has those difficult decisions to make. But what I would say is I think it's important to assimilate Jesus in the right way, not to rush him back. You saw today, he came on, he looked lively, he looked bright. Trossard, he's been outstanding. And I would say as well, with the Trossard signing, I was one of those that I was actually quite positive about that from the start, because you got to remember, he came to the club off the back of us not getting Mudryk, and of course with the João Felix as well, you could argue. Yeah. So there was that slight disappointment by some of the Arsenal fans thinking, oh, look, here we go again, we haven't got the targets that we wanted. So some out there, some Arsenal fans out there had seen Trossard as a bit of a downgrade, but to me, I thought that signing made a lot of sense. Very good player, Belgian international. We've seen him do very well in the Premier League for Brighton. Premier League battle tested already, so he could come straight in and do a job. And I knew that with the kind of players that we've got to provide him with service, I knew that he would do well. So
yeah, I mean, when it was the conversation of Eddie scoring goals, when Jesus comes back, does he come straight back in if Eddie continues this? For me, it was always a yes because of what Jesus brings aside from goals. There was question marks about Eddie aside from goals. What does he bring? But now Trossard's coming up front. He's bringing pretty much everything Jesus brings in a different way. Whereas, you know, he's a goal threat in his own right, but he also brings in other players. He also links up play. I don't think it's any coincidence that Martinelli has recovered what seems like his best form since Trossard's you know, been starting up front for us. Hence why the question's a lot more difficult to answer for me now. I agree Jesus has to be bedded back in 20-30 minutes against Sporting, 20-30 minutes against Crystal Palace. Then there's a 10-11 day international break, potentially a start against Leeds. But I mean, with Trossard playing the way he's playing, I just it's very difficult to say Jesus comes back into the side at the moment.
No, you know what? For the time being, I'll probably keep it as it is. As I said, Jesus been out for us quite a significant injury.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is rush him back and then him get a relapse. You know what I mean? So let's play it smart. Let's assimilate him at the right time. He will still have an impact. As you saw today when he come on, he looked bright, he looked fit, he looked raring to go. And like I said, he gives us that little spark, that bit of invention, that bit of that unexpected bit of that the defenders will find so difficult.
Like an X factor.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly the word I'm looking for. Well said. Yeah, he will provide that. He will, you know what I mean, do certain moves that defenders are not really looking out for, and that makes him so dangerous, you know.
Yeah.
And it adds to our attack. And let's face it, we'll be playing a lot of teams who will try and make it difficult for us.
Yeah.
With the low blocks and yeah, I mean, defending resolutely. So sometimes you need players who have that level of innovation to be able to open them up, carve them open. And that's what he can do.
Because it was a good cameo from him today as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. With Anfield a matter of weeks away, if Jesus continues this return and he hits the ground running and he adds what he was adding at the start of the season, Trossard continues this, Saka, Martinelli continue this, what would be your front three in that game? And that's not me looking past Palace. I know Palace have been poor recently, but it's one game at a time. That's not me looking past Leeds, because Leeds are fighting as well.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Anfield game as one of the games that stand out in the remaining fixtures as, you know, a red flag, let's say.
No, it's a great question, and I'm not trying to duck the question. I'm just going to give you my honest answer by saying I think we'll literally have to assess things week by week.
Yeah.
As I said, at the moment, I wouldn't start him next game.
No.
But, you know, the more he plays, the more I'm sure he will show. So it will come to that point. I'm not sure what game it will come to that point. But at some point, the manager will have to say, well, you know what I mean, I've got Jesus here, I've got Trossard. You might have Eddie back by then as well. And he might think, it could be a horses for courses thing. He might look at the opposition and analyse each of the striker's attributes and see which ones fit best going up against the opposition you're playing against. So it could be something like that. But what I would say, it's a very good problem to have, especially at this stage of the season when there's so much riding on the games.
Definitely. I mean, I looked at our bench today and I was pleasantly surprised and happy about it. And it's been a long time since I felt like that looking at the bench with the substitutions coming
agreed.
in. Let's look at the super chats because we've got a few come in before we move on. Sam says, does Casemiro's red carry into the FA Cup? I do believe so. I think it's just the yellow cards that don't now, and that's what's changed. I think the red cards do still carry over to the FA Cup. A says easy, and that's it. Tom says Arsenal are joint first with Newcastle with 12 clean sheets. The problem is when we concede, it's more often than not 2 goals. Anyway, big win and Trossard man of the match. I completely agree with you there. Tom, Trossard man of the match for me as well. Shout out to Xhaka. I think he had a great game. Partey controlled the game.
I'm pleased for Xhaka because I think it's fair to say that prior to today,
doubts are creeping in.
Not even so much doubts. I think he may have players' form can sort of heat peaks and troughs.
Yeah,
and I think he was kind of leveling off a little bit. He didn't have any stinkers as such, but the performances weren't quite as good as they had been earlier on in the season. So for him to perform as well as he did today is a big plus.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was hoping he got that goal because
yeah,
you know that move was.
I did see the move.
That move was so sweet That would have been a great goal, one of the goals of the season, in my honest opinion. But it wasn't to be, and we move. Abdullah says, all of a sudden, everyone's fit. What a boost. City don't play next week. It's a chance to make it 8 points before the international break. And the next 2 games are home games before Liverpool. Oh, he said the next 2 home games before Liverpool are crucial. Every game now is crucial, Laurie. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was watching City yesterday against Palace. They weren't wholly convincing. They were the better side. But had Elise not had made that clumsy challenge, who knows? That game could have been a draw.
So frustrating.
Yeah, if you're an Arsenal fan, yeah.
And if you're Patrick Vieira.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He must have been tearing what's left of his hair out, you know what I mean? But so I guess what I'm saying is that all of the games from here on in are going to be very competitive. I'm pretty sure that both us and City will drop points before the end of the season. However, we are in the driving seat. I mean, you saw today with that win, we've restored our 5-point lead. So it's ours to lose, basically. And I know some people, I know you're one of them, you don't really like that phrase.
One game at a time is what I'm
most certainly one game at a time. But what I'm saying by saying it's ours to lose is that if we take care of business, it doesn't matter what City do. True. We will win the title. In fact, as I was saying, and I've been saying, we can actually lose to City and still win the title if we do the business in our other games. Not that I want to lose to City, but I'm just making the point that it is ours to lose, whether we want to come out publicly and say it or not. But that is a factual statement, because if we carry on the way we are going right now, we will win the title.
And that's something we've done well all season, whether Manchester City drop points before us or whether they cut the gap down before we play. We just get our job done. I know we had that little blip, and you know, every club in my opinion is going to go through a little blip. I know City have been near enough perfect over the years, but we had our little blip. We've bounced back. You know, City went ahead of us for a few days on goal difference, but we haven't looked back since. And quality is one thing, but the mentality of this side is showing at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that what you're seeing week after week is that the team is showing the necessary character. I mean, I know some people had their doubts after we got beaten at Everton because of the manner of that defeat. A lot of people were saying, look, there were shades of the old Arsenal there. We got bullied, we got out-muscled, it was up north, you know what I mean? You know, all the usual stereotypical stuff that they say about Arsenal. They didn't quite fancy it. It wasn't a good day for us, but look at the way they've bounced back since.
Yeah, 100%.
And that shows character. You saw the wins against Villa, away from home there. Game looked like it was meandering to a 2-2 draw. And then lo and behold, Jorginho picks up the ball in the end of the box, and there you go, 3-2, and then we get another one, Martinelli. Similarly, at home to Bournemouth, looked like it was meandering to a 2-2 draw. Everyone was thinking, oh no, we dropped points. And then look, Reece Nelson, what a goal. And those moments can define your team, you know what I mean? And that builds character, that builds heart, that builds mental toughness. And we're showing all that right now, which makes me encouraged.
For such
and
a young
makes
team.
me confident in what I say. I don't just say it because it sounds good. I actually do believe it.
And for such a young team,
yeah,
you know, it's a great sign of things to come.
Absolutely.
And I guess a lot of that credit has to go to Mikel as well and what he's done over the years.
100%. Good point. And you got to remember as well, if you contrast what we're seeing now with what we saw towards the tail end of last season, when again it was ours really, that 4th place, and then we kind of discombobulated, didn't we?
Yeah.
With those losses to Newcastle and Tottenham.
Yeah.
And we were left very disappointed.
Do you think
I think we would have learnt since then.
Unlearning, because Robbie mentioned it in his fan cam as well. Last January, I know a lot of people, including myself, was left very disappointed with the lack of January incomings last year. And when you look at how the season ended, you know, just missing out on top 4, I look back at January as pivotal to that. This time round, we've just talked about Trossard. Jorginho has also stepped up when called upon. Thomas Partey.
Yeah, 2 important signings. Strengthen the team. That's exactly what you need, because we know through watching the Premier League week in, week out, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And you do need a squad that is capable of winning the league, because your 11 players or 12 or 13 is not going to do it, you know?
Yeah.
There's going to be injuries. There's going to be loss of form. There's going to be suspensions, bookings and all that type of stuff. So you need a squad that can carry over the line. And I think at the moment, things are looking good for Arsenal, especially with Jesus coming back. I know Eddie's out at the moment, but I'm hearing that he should be back in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, post-international break.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, listen, man, things are looking positive.
Definitely, things are looking great. C-Law says, big up Turkish and Laurie. Big result today, and now we've got the quality in depth to go for the Europa as well. Perfect day all round. And remember, people, this is the full-time show, but it's about you guys and girls out there that want to give your thoughts. So, FanZone, you know what to do. AFTV Plus app, download it if you haven't already. Have we got people in the back end? Let's go. Let's start. Let's hearing the fans' thoughts, people. Let's talk to some fans. Cool. Ivan, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Production?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Ivan. You all good?
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm all good, thank you. First time on live, so thank you for having me.
No worries, man. It's a pleasure.
So I'm a French guy living in Portugal and right now on vacation in Zanzibar, and I managed to see the game. What a beautiful game.
Beautiful.
Clean sheet. I love it. I love Trossard also. Really, really great signing. And I have to say, Odegaard was also on fire today. He impressed me a lot. On the bad side, I would say that Saka felt a little bit tired, but it's good that Arteta took him off quite early in the game.
Yeah.
And obviously, Jesus is back, and this is great news. Already sharp, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and when you look at the squad now, Ivan, yes, Saka might be tired. 90 minutes in the Europa League, 70 minutes today. But when you see Reece Nelson coming off the bench and getting winners for us, when you see Jesus returning to the side, when you see a January signing like Trossard come in and do what he's been doing, we're better equipped now as a squad than we've probably ever been in the Emirates era. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. We have the squad depth is incredible right now, and we will need everybody to win this league. So it's good. Also, I would like to shout out Stan Kroenke because and Joshua also. They put money on the table for once. So we got to give them their props also when they spend money, and the money has been spent wisely by Edu and the rest of the team. So I'm really positive for the rest of the season.
Laurie, credit to Stan and Josh Kroenke.
Yeah.
I'll pass this one over to you, I think.
I know they haven't been your favourite duo over the years, but listen, they have to get credit as well. They've played their part. They've availed funds and they've supported the manager. And I would say this as well: if you cast your mind back to last season, when we finished the end of the season, we missed out on the top four. There was a lot of disappointment swirling around, and there would have been a bit of pressure on them to maybe look at a replacement or at least put pressure on the manager. They came out and they were wholehearted in their support of him and said they were going to back him, and they've done that, and now we're seeing the results. So yeah, you have to give them credit too.
That's sure. What Laurie just said, I'll agree with that, because that's definitely something I'll give them credit for. They stuck by Arteta at a time when, I'll speak for myself, I had many doubts over Arteta. I had many doubts over Edu and the direction of this club, post Wenger, post Unai Emery. But they deserve credit for that for sure. With the money spent, yes, we've definitely been spending consistently more than we're used to spending at Arsenal. But I just look at the signings and I look at the budget, and I put a lot more credit on what Arteta's managed to do with the money he's had than give credit for the money available, because Arsenal are a massive club. Arsenal make a hell of a lot of money and have done for a long time now. So I just feel like the money we're spending now is well overdue. But Arteta's managed to, I think, have we lost Ivan?
Dropped to.
But I think I'll continue. I think Arteta's managed to pluck out signings out of nothing. Like when he spent 50 on Ben White, I couldn't believe it. A lot of us couldn't. But look at Ben White now, solid.
Yeah.
When he spent 26-30 on Aaron Ramsdale, I couldn't believe it. But look now, and then you even look at the Tomiyasu's and the Zinchenko's, Trossard, Jorginho, Jesus. A lot of signings that.
Zinchenko.
So we've lost Ivan, but we're going to bring Simon on. Simon, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah? All good, my bro?
Yeah. How was the win for you?
So it was a great win, Simon. I mean, I was confident about a win. I actually predicted 3-1.
I was predicting 4-0.
Oh, you was even more confident than I was.
Yeah, because Fulham's the team that you should really smash 4 or 5 past.
But they have had a great season by their standards.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Victor Osimhen?
I'd love Osimhen at the club if I'm honest with you.
I would sell people like El Neni, Maitland-Niles, and then sell Nketiah and then bring Osimhen in.
Well, El Nene, he's injured. He's out till midway through next season, I believe. He just signed a new contract. But there is fringe players that, we still need to make money off. With Osimhen, I just don't see Arsenal Football Club, and we'll go back to the Chronicle, I don't see us spending the amount that would be necessary to bring him in, because it's rumoured that it's going to be 100 mil or above.
Because I managed to get him on my game for 80 million.
80?
Yeah.
You done all right. You done all right.
50% sell-on clause.
Was Kroenke's your owners on the game as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about
that. And we're also looking at Declan Rice, which I'm looking forward to.
Declan Rice, definitely someone we've been linked to as well.
I'm a fan of Declan Rice. I think he'd be an excellent addition to the team.
Along with Yuri Tielemans.
Yeah, listen, I like Tielemans, but I'm starting to think that ship may have sailed now with Tielemans.
So do I.
I'm thinking maybe we should focus on Rice and Caicedo more than Tielemans, because Tielemans hasn't been that great this season.
Tielemans has, Tielemans
has not been that great this season, but he is a good player. I think we've got to understand that he's not been, certainly this season, he's not playing in a very good team. They've been quite poor for large parts of the season. So that probably would have affected his output and his performance.
One guy who's been sensational this year that many Arsenal fans will forget is Mitoma. What a player.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when we signed Trossard, a lot of people were saying Mitoma was the guy to sign, but look what Trossard's come in and done. Simon, I want to ask you a question. Who was your man of the match today?
Probably Martinelli.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not Trossard?
It's between them, but if I had to choose, I would just go Odegaard, because I was playing my game, so missed it, but I was watching this AFTV.
Okay, so he's watching us do the watch along.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Can we win the league? Are we going to win the league, Simon?
I'd say if we can beat City and Liverpool at their gaff, then, as Laurie said, it's ours to lose. It would take a monumental effort.
Well, there you go. Someone that agrees with you. Ours to lose.
Yeah.
Simon,
I mean, I can understand some fans being inherently cautious and not wanting to speak it with their chest.
I started supporting Arsenal when I was 14, when Henry was playing, and I originally was a United fan, but I fell in love with the way Arsenal were playing football.
Well, you got there in the end. You got there in the end. I'll give you that. Simon,
and I ain't looked back.
You ain't look back. Don't look back no more. Let's not even talk about those days. But Simon, thank you for coming on. Odegaard's your man of the match.
Big up to Turkish and Shah as well. Shah looked lovely today.
I'll let her know if she's still in the building. What about me? Didn't I look lovely now?
Yeah, you look good today.
All right, thank you, Simon, man. Take care of yourself, yeah?
Big up the little man.
Oh, thank you very much, man. Love, man. Appreciate that. I think we got Rupin in coming in next. Rupin?
Can we turn up in the headphones? We're a bit low.
Well, my headphones are all right. Can we turn Laurie's headphones up, please, production? Sorry, Rupin. Nice. How are you, Rupin? You all right?
I'm good. I'm so happy. I think today was like the first day. First of all, we saw Trossard and Jesus in the squad out of nowhere, which was amazing to see. Then the first half performance was incredible, and then we controlled the game well in the second half. We also got to see Jesus, which I was not expecting. Like I didn't know if he would come on or not, and it felt like he had never left because he was back to doing his magic right away. And yeah, just a perfect game. Like nothing to complain about.
It did feel like a perfect game. I mean, not just the performance, not just the result, but seeing Jesus back, seeing the squad depth. There's so much positives about today that it's hard not to agree with Laurie when he says it's ours to lose. I mean, it just feels like we're gonna do it. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, listen. I've been feeling like this now for a few weeks, and I don't say, baseless. It's the performances, it's the manner of some of the wins, it's the togetherness of the team. You look at the way the team interact with each other, you can see that there's a confidence, a belief there, and I just think that if we keep going the way we're going, we'll be fine.
Rupin, how do you fancy our chances now with 11 games to go, 5 points clear, the chance to go 8 clear, albeit Manchester City a game in hand? Are we gonna win the Premier League this season?
I have not reached the stage here that I can confidently say yes or no to that question. I'm just taking it game by game.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just
You're like
enjoying
me.
this process because since I have been an Arsenal fan, I have never seen us do so well. So I'm just enjoying where we are right now and just taking it game by game.
So you're enjoying the ride. I completely understand that. What about the Europa League then? I mean, do you think we can fight on both fronts now? When you look at the quality we have in depth and the players we have now back, the bench looking stronger than ever. Do you think it's goal for both competitions now, head on?
Today when we brought on Tierney and Tomiyasu being 3-0 up, I really felt like I felt great about the fact that, two really good players are coming on with us already being 3-0 up, doing the job, and then, resting the players who had played 70-75 minutes in Portugal last week, this week actually. But yeah, I don't think it's right to just put all our eggs in the league basket because this is a league that anything can happen here over one weekend. So they don't have to focus as much on the Europa League as they are on the Premier League, but I think they shouldn't just let it go. Like, this is a good chance to win a trophy, and trophies always matter. So we should go on both fronts more or less.
We should go on both fronts. Rupin, thank you for coming in. I think there's some audio.
Douglas, I just need to say one thing.
Go on then, go ahead.
We have been unbeaten since you've been back on the podcast, so you are not allowed to miss a single episode until the season is done.
Say that again. I'm not allowed to go. When I was off for a little while.
Yeah, we lost 2 games and drew 1 then.
Yeah,
so,
I noticed that. I don't want to say
you're not allowed to miss that.
I'm not missing nothing else. I can't miss anything else. Listen, it's been a long time since I've seen us challenge for the Premier League title. I don't want to miss anything else. I want us to go all the way. 11 games to go. Rupin, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, yeah?
Thank you.
And we got Harvey coming in next. Harv, back in the building. What are you saying, my bro?
Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, man, doing good. And yourself?
Yeah, can't complain. Cannot come. Like I just said to Rupin, I mean,
it's all good.
All positives, from the performance to the result to the bench to Jesus coming back to where we are in the league to what's to come next week with Manchester City not playing. Everything's good at the moment.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, it's just it's great. But before we get into it, man, I just want to very quickly, Turkish, to say, man, it's been an absolute pleasure having you back. You were out for some, family issues, so I hope you felt the love from, the whole entire Arsenal community, and my biggest condolences and sympathies. But it's good to see you in good spirits, and it's good to have you back, my man. So,
love, pleasure. No, I really appreciate that, Harv, man. I really do, and I did feel the love. I can't lie. It did help me, get back in front of the camera and do what I do, because it was a tough time. So I really appreciate the messages, the comments, and all the love that I've seen. Appreciate you mentioning it now as well. And I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back watching Arsenal doing their thing and continue doing their thing. I mean, today's performance, Harv, I didn't expect that sort of a performance. In that first half, like I said to Laurie, we could have been 4, 5, 6 goals up. Some of the football was the best football I've seen Arsenal play all season.
It really was. And you know what? This weekend in particular was one of those games where I thought, wow, both City and the Arsenal can drop points because two very, very tough away grounds.
Yeah.
But like you said, man, that football we were playing and that second goal in particular, well, man, we were pinned all the way back into our own corner flag, and we just kept the composure, passed it around, switched the play, and then unlocked it and scored a beautiful goal. And there are not many teams in Europe who can be pinned all the way back to their corner flag and still be passing it around like that and playing out from the back. Usually everyone goes long. So to see us do that is the first time I think I've ever seen that from us, and that's elite level stuff. So that was just an incredible. It was, I think, the Arsenal, pre the World Cup is what we saw from today.
If I was to ask you the best positive you've taken out of today, we just talked about all the positives there is to take. What is the main positive for you that you're taking away on top of anything else?
The clean sheet.
Oh, nice.
Because our defense lately has been terrible. There was actually a stat, not sure if you guys saw it, that talked about how we're like the third team in the league, right? And since like January, that's conceded the most goals.
11 goals, yeah.
So our defensive record has been very, very poor. So for us to get a clean sheet away at Fulham, a team that's always dangerous, to score a goal from a set piece, which we haven't seen in a very long time. We've been very poor on corners. So very, very good to see that the clean sheet today was massive.
Back to back, because Saliba got one in the...
Oh,
don't forget Reece Nelson's goal last week came from a corner as well.
Yeah, cleared.
That one's more of a banger than, than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're looking much more dangerous on set pieces, and we handled them today pretty well as well. So,
Harv, I want to ask you.
There was a dip on that aspect, so it's good to see that today.
I want to ask you because I don't know if I was getting ahead of myself, but in my fan cam, I said Trossard might be our best ever January signing if he keeps this up. And I mentioned Arshavin.
What about Aubameyang?
I mentioned Aubameyang. Listen, Reyes is in with a shout as well. Rest in peace. But with Aubameyang, great signing for us. But he, his impact came over time. I know he hit the ground running and he scored goals, but we wasn't really going for much that season. Whereas Trossard's come in, and at a big time of need, he's shown up and he's helped us not forget about Jesus. He's helped us, ease the fear without Jesus. Would I be right in saying at least Trossard is definitely the January signing of the month for the Premier League, in my opinion, from any Premier League club? But how does he rank in terms of January signings for Arsenal so far?
I mean, listen, I haven't been an Arsenal fan for a very long time, so I can't really go back to those Arsenal days. But in the time that I've been supporting Arsenal, we never make any signings, so it's kind of hard for me to really have any comparisons. But listen, he's been absolutely massive. I think what's his biggest, impact has been that his versatility allows us to have the same kind of fluidity in the final third when he plays in that number 9 position. While Eddie being more of a target man, central striker, has made us a bit more stagnant at times when we play, certain defensive low blocks. So I think him giving us that tactical flexibility and a similar profile that he has to Jesus has been absolutely massive for us. And listen, the price tag, Premier League experience, seems like a great lad as well. I think he's embedded into the side. So plus that with the price tag and the opportunity that we took advantage of, while in past seasons maybe we would have looked past it. What that record represents to us in a couple weeks' time, I think it could definitely go down in history as just not just one of the best January signings, but one of the best Arsenal signings of the Emirates era. If he can continue to help us, make this push.
Laurie, if we win the league, then Trossard has to be the one.
Listen, I've been very impressed with Trossard. I mean, obviously, there's a long way to go, and he's done very well so far. But I kind of knew that he would do well. I've been watching him, obviously, since he's been playing for Brighton. As I said before, he's Belgian international, and he's a very good player. And as I said, Premier League battle-tested and ready. So he was able to come straight in. None of the players that he's playing against at the moment are players that he wouldn't have come up against before. So that gives him a good advantage when, when you switch clubs in January and stay in the same league.
Yeah.
That's great. If he'd have come from another league, Serie A, La Liga, whatever, he would have had to make those adjustments. And that would have taken time. Trossard was able to come straight in. Like I said, a lot of these players, he would have played against them already, probably done very well against them. And so that helps. And not only that, he's coming into a winning team. So,
Yeah. Harv, last question for you. Is it ours to lose? Is it one game at a time? Are we going to do it? How are you feeling?
Mate, don't ask me that question. That to me is like when you're talking to a girl and you really like her and things are going great, but you just know she's not going to be the one for you long term. And she starts asking you things like, so what are we? Where is this going? And it's like, come on, don't ask me that. Let's just enjoy it right now. Let's, ride this high, because there's a heartbreak waiting for us somewhere down the road. Let's just ignore that. We'll deal with that when that comes, and let's just ride the high for now. And that's how I feel about this title push. There's a heartbreak waiting for us somewhere. Let's just enjoy it for now. It's a nice day. Sun's out. Let's enjoy it.
So I'll take that as one date at a time then.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Something like that.
Fearful, man. I'm fearful.
Hal, thank you for coming on as
I'm
always.
fearful,
Appreciate the words
it works
earlier.
out.
Great call. Thank you very much.
Of course, man. Always.
Take care, man.
Take care.
I think we've got Michael coming on next. Mike. Big Mike.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep,
man.
yep,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
us?
Hey, Laurie, good to see you. I'm Turkish. I'm so glad you're back.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back, man. Love for the love.
I want to say appreciate all the support on the Turkey-Syria fundraiser as well, Mike. Really.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Yeah, sure. I just want to reinforce what Javi just said about how well our defense played today. Sometimes I watch this and I think we're parking the bus, but we're able to do it with only 4 or 5 players, so that we have a counterattacking capability once we recover possession. I mean, I look at Gabriel and Saliba and I wonder where we would be in the table if we still had Mustafi and Socrates.
Don't remind me, Mike.
And it doesn't look good. It does not look good.
It didn't look good, let alone what it would look like now, for sure. 100%.
I've got to say,
No,
well,
but-
Gabriel's been one of my players of the season. I've been saying that
Yeah.
now. for
Yeah,
4
but
weeks.
Saliba, he is a Rolls Royce. He's had a few games where he's fallen off a little bit, but the essential Saliba is as good as he was today.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been great throughout the season. I think they've both had their moments throughout the season. I think Gabriel post-World Cup, I'd struggle to name a better centre-back in the league than him in terms of form. I think he's been pretty much flawless. But you know what it is, Mike? Our defenders are proactive now. They want to get in front of the attacker. They want to, they're thinking about how to start the next move as well as thinking about how to defend the current, move from the
Yeah.
position.
And they don't go to ground as quickly as other people I could name.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right there, and that bodes well as well in the Premier League.
But that central pairing of Gabriel and Saliba, those two work so well together. They look like they've got a real understanding, and I think that their attributes complement each other. So you've got
I feel-
Saliba, who's probably the more rounded footballer, I would say, Saliba. But then you've got Gabriel, who's big, physical, loves a tackle. Not to say that Saliba doesn't, but Gabriel is that kind of old-fashioned, old-school defender that, likes to make a challenge.
Yeah.
He likes the physicality. And then, like I said, you've got Saliba, who is almost like a Rolls Royce of a player. And I think that combination works very well. You can see on the pitch they've got a great understanding. So, yeah, I see more clean sheets.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, if we didn't have Gabriel and Saliba, I can see today's game being a 2-2 draw. That we play all kinds of champagne football, but we give up a couple of loose, silly goals. And we're not doing that now.
And you know what? That was one big thing for me, because when we was going through all of those, defenders, you mentioned a couple of those there. And listen, I won't paint Socrates with the same brush as Mustafi, but it was never good enough over the years. And I just thought to myself, you have to build that base back first and foremost. You have to get defenders that are solid, confident on the ball, and then you can build from that. And it just felt like a long way away. That's why I give so much credit to Arteta. That's why I've held my hands up and said I was wrong when I doubted you, because when you look at the side now, all of those doubts, not just defensively, but attacking wise too, the philosophy, the modern day management style.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to have all come at the same time, which is amazing to see.
Well, they say
I know.
that success
I mean-
breeds success. And what I'm seeing in this team is that each game, you're seeing the confidence levels escalate. And you're seeing a real belief within the team. You saw that the way they celebrate at the end of games and stuff like that. I can see it. I can feel it. that there is a real genuine togetherness there, and that can only help you going forward.
Absolutely. So I'll leave you with this. We have conquered standing on the earth and fighting foot to foot. Not what you have admitted, nor what you have acknowledged. Put us in the role of conquest and believe.
Yeah.
Come on, you Gunners. Good to see you guys.
That sounds
Take care,
good to
Mike,
me.
man. Talk again soon, yeah?
That sounds spot on.
Hope you and the
Thank you
family
very
are
much.
well, my man.
Take care, bro.
Okay, take care.
Cheers.
Let's look at some of the super chats now before we bring others on, because we've got a few here. A said, glad we made all those changes during the week, Laurie, regarding the Europa League. Kick says, it feels like we are just getting all of our pieces coming back and clicking at the same time. Man of the match, Trossard, and the Jesus ovation represents all Gooners.
Yeah, it's difficult to argue with that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it is coming together. I would like us to, you know what I mean, complete the business on Thursday. I think it's important. I'm one of those who think that the Europa League is something that we should go for wholeheartedly, and I think we can do it.
You know what's mad? Because that click, you know, the piece is coming back and clicking at the same time. How often in the Emirates era has it been at this stage the pieces are falling apart?
Well, yeah.
At this stage, everything goes into the shitter. Pardon my language, but I don't know how else to put it. This is the first time I felt like this at this stage, where all the pieces seem to be coming together.
I think that there's definitely something to be said. You know, the way we kind of imploded last season. I think lessons from that experience have been learned, and I think that's strengthened us this season.
Yeah.
I definitely think that, because you can just see it in the way that we're finishing games. I mean, even today, I saw a lot of people, not just Arsenal fans, describing this game as a potential banana skin, because Fulham have been playing very well this season. They're at home. Big game, London derby. You know, I mean, the elements were there for us to be upset today. But then what happened? They stroll into town. They own the place 3-0 by half-time, game done. I mean, that kind of form, that kind of result suggests to me that you're looking at champions. You know what I mean? No ordinary teams are going to go and do that to Fulham. You've got to be good to do that.
I hope so. You're right.
I think that they're week by week, they're proving themselves, currently anyway, to be the best team in the league. I know City are a formidable outfit. And yes, there are 11 games to go. And yes, there will be points dropped by both sides. But I still think that in the final analysis, I think Arsenal will have enough to win the title this season.
I think that was the first team to do this, but I might be wrong. Maybe it's the first team in a while. But that's 5 away London derbies where we kept a clean sheet.
That's right. Yeah, I heard that stat. I heard Robbie say that today as well. So that's very impressive, isn't it?
Very impressive, yeah. A says, Mike, give us a poem. You got one in the end there. And Abdul says, Mudryk wouldn't have fit the team. We're building a Bayern type team where everyone contributes and we don't rely on one player. And I looked at the stats and the top scorers in the league for Arsenal, and that kind of falls hand in hand with what Abdul's saying here. Martinelli's got 12 goals. Saka's got 10 goals. Odegaard now has 10 goals. 3 players in Jesus' absence that have hit, you know, double-digit figures.
There's a lot to be said for that. But then who knows?
Well.
I mean, had Mudryk come in, he might have, you know, done really well too. I'm sure he would have done, to be honest.
Could he have? You know what? The saga was, you know, it drew me in, and I don't know much about Mudryk. I didn't know much about Mudryk. I just wanted him because it seemed like Arteta wanted him. But I look at what Trossard's delivered for us, and I don't think he could have done better than what Trossard's done for us, in my honest opinion.
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah.
But we move.
Yeah.
Production, what did you just say? We have a new person on. Chucks, I believe his name is. Chucks. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, Chucks, man. You good?
Yeah, and you?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Good evening, guys. Yeah. I'm so impressed with the team right now. You know, I heard you ask somebody, you know, what is the most important thing he take out of the game. I tell you, our medical table is empty now.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing. And look how sharp even Jesus was. You know, So it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I can't complain.
You're right. I mean, that's why I asked the question, because what did Harvey say? Clean sheet. I agree with him. What did you say? The injuries are no longer. I agree with you. If someone else said the 3 points, I'd agree with that. Someone said Jesus back.
Everything is included. It's a complete package.
Exactly. It honestly feels too good to be true right now.
Listen, today was almost a perfect day, really, wasn't it?
Almost. I'd say it was.
Almost. I mean, if Jesus scores that
Okay.
chance at the end, then you would say that is the perfect day. But it couldn't have gone much better. I think if you're Mikel Arteta today, you must be thinking to yourself, yeah, you must be so happy right now. And long may it continue.
Yeah.
Mind you,
You see,
the next game's coming up on Thursday, so you haven't got too much time to rest on your laurels. But I don't think Mikel Arteta is the type of manager that will allow the players to do that. So yeah.
No. I think the discussion with friends while watching the game, they are saying, "Oh, let us enjoy the game. Don't substitute these guys." I said, "Listen, this is the best," because I watch you guys, debate about resting some players for the Europe, and you see how clean they win this game. You bring out these guys you're gonna use in Saturday, because for a very long time, this is the first time I've seen Saka being substituted. So I'm hoping he's gonna play a full team, then get the job done, then substitute them again. It's wonderful. I really trust the process, and with the acquisition of Trossard, Jorginho, from that moment I say we have done it. Because these are Premier League proven players, so they're gonna obviously hit the ground running. So I'm impressed.
So Chooks, you're saying fight on both fronts, go for both.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, we have nothing to lose right now, right? The league, I can guarantee you, the way Man City are playing now, you can see it. The pressure is on them. So we all we do is we go out there, no pressure, do our thing, come back home. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. In terms of today, I'm not going to ask man of the match anymore, because I think the majority of people are looking at Trossard for sure.
Hat-trick. How can it not be? Hat-trick. In the same way you have hat-trick of goals, in the same way you have hat-tricks of assists. So, I mean, and the control. I mean, the second one was special for me, because the way Xhaka hit that ball. I mean, there are few players that can take that touch and still do whatever they're intended to do. Yeah,
Yes.
that was a very, very. When he made that touch, I said, "Oh, come on, put it there, And thank God, the combination with Martinelli is unbelievable. You see the way two of them are interchanging. That's why I say, I'm not saying Eddie is not okay. Sometimes you mix, how you play.
Mm-hmm.
Then other opponents, it becomes difficult for them to deal with you. So because these two players up front, their movement is difficult to deal with, and I think that is what makes the numbers of goals we've scored since two of them playing are that high.
Yeah, we have scored a fair few goals since those two have been part of the front three. You're right. Chooks, it's been a pleasure to have you on, man. Make sure you come in again, after the future fixtures. We've got 11 to go in the league. Hopefully, what would it be?
Sure.
6 more.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Not a problem. It's on the last day of the transfer, we were talking about our transfers, and I told Cecil, this is the best transfer season we have done in a long time, and bring it home.
Is that
will cap it.
Was that after January or after the summer window?
The January. January was, if you remember, right?
Yeah.
Our problem always is January.
Yes.
Right? So if we get it right this time and take off this, that will teach us a lesson not to overlook Januaries in recent, in coming times.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Arteta's helped that a lot there, because he mentioned a couple times going into January, we need to bring a couple players in. He hasn't got the squad complete yet. And I think that went a long way in the club. Back
And
in
all of a sudden, we got quality all over the place, Thank you. My greetings to everybody.
No worries, Chooks, man. Take care of yourself, man.
You too. Bye.
See you later. We got Larry coming in next. Larry, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me, gentlemen?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Laurie, I'll let you kick off with this one.
Hey, Larry. So, what did you think of the game?
It was over at halftime.
Larry, move to your left a bit so we can see you on the screen.
Is that good?
Yeah, there we are.
No?
Perfect.
Okay, sorry about that.
Nice
Again,
beard,
greetings to both of you. Let me just say something quickly, because I didn't get a chance. This is my second time on here. I want to give both of you, I want to big up both of you. Laurie, you and Curtis on the Talkers Cheat. I love it. You two have chemistry, and I love that.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Turkis, you and I are a little bit alike. I love Forever Arsenal, the debate with James, Lee, Jordan.
Yeah.
I love that. And so I make it my business to watch the highlights on YouTube and keep up the good work. As in your words, love for the love.
Love, man.
Turkish.
Come on, man. Appreciate it.
And as an Arsenal fan, I am happy this season. Like you, Turkish, the last years, sometimes I couldn't even watch the games because, the way we play it. But one of my co-Arsenal friends always said that coaches have to have their own players, and Arteta now has his own players playing for him the way he wants them to play. And as we see the results, being tutored under Pep, we now starting to see the proof in the pudding. And it's exciting to see, and after I'm just have to enjoy it because the ride, whether we win the league or not. I know, Laurie, you have spoken it to existence, and I wish I could be with you on that train. I'm not there yet, and the reason is that the Premier League 38-game season is like a marathon, and we're just about to enter the fourth lap of a 4-lap marathon. So at the 28, 29 game mark, then we start the last lap, which is the and so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. The game against City at City, to me, is a critical game. So depending on where we are sitting in the table, how many points we're ahead of them, and hopefully be more than 5, I can then feel at that point if we can go. So I would like us right now, Laurie, I would like us to, I could say, I would like us, we can win the league, yes, but I wouldn't say we will win the league just yet. That game there is pivotal because they're a juggernaut. 4 out of 5 seasons winning the league, Pep's been there, done that. But see, this season, because they've been sputtering a bit, not playing like they used to, Haaland's now made the chemistry a little bit different. Pep wants that Champions League title. Yeah. So I think for him, that's a higher priority than the league. Not to say that his team are playing less, not as good because he wants the champion, but that's his, every coach wants to be defined by winning the elite trophy, and the Champions League, as we know, is at this point. But for Arsenal, I'm loving what we're doing today. A statement victory today. A statement victory. And the clean sheets away from home is phenomenal, as you've already highlighted. Phenomenal. It means that we're more focused away from home than we are at home. And let's use this analogy. When you're at home, you put your feet up. You don't have to clean the dishes if you don't want to. But when you go over someone else's house, you have to behave yourself and you have to pay attention. And that's the attitude I think Arsenal take to away fixtures, is that they know there's no room for slip up. So the concentration, and hence we see the results. How many clean sheets?
Yeah. The mentality is just, we've talked about the quality all season and the football we're seeing and the style of play, but when push comes to shove, crunch time, we're showing the mentality too, which is necessary to win league titles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Larry, listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my man. You're similar to me. I won't ask you if we're gonna do it. It's more one game at a time, and then we'll see where we're at come Etihad.
And Larry,
Sorry,
I just want
Laurie,
to say, bro, thanks for the support. Hope you continue to watch your shows. We're back on tomorrow, so hope you can tune in. We've got a good show lined up tomorrow, myself and Curtis. Thank you very much.
Indeed, yeah. Love for the love, and may this continue.
Love for the love, Larry, man. Take care of yourself, man. Look after yourself.
Thank you. Likewise, gentlemen.
I think we got Aston coming in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Aston and Magic Mike.
Come on.
Look who's in the house, baby!
A few familiar faces.
This show needs some energy right now. We're winning the league. Come on, man.
There you go.
Hey, that's my mantra. I've been saying that.
You know he's out of you because it's his birthday and Arsenal celebrated with a 3-0 win. That's right. That's right.
Big
That's
Mike.
how we do it.
Happy birthday, my man.
Many happy returns.
Hey, you only turned 50 once, and so we had to do it like we did it today.
Come on.
How good was
Big
that?
50. That's mad. Nah, first and
Can
foremost,
you believe
happy birthday,
I know I seem like I'm 23, but I'm actually 50.
Yeah, but listen, what more could you want from an Arsenal performance today? Had everything. Everything had everything. I mean, it's not just the performance, the result, it's the bench, it's Jesus coming back, it's Trossard and the impact he's had. Everything was perfect today on your 50th.
From the minute the game started, I was just opening like Arsenal presents for 90 minutes in a row, man. It was just like one present after another.
Brett, let me tell you right now, the only thing it was missing is if Saliba had scored that goal. Boy.
Oh, when he cut in.
Boy.
Yeah. That was just... I ain't seen one of our centre-backs do that. When was the last centre-back that banged one in from outside the box for us?
I didn't. Tony Adams when we won the title.
That was just in the box, but that was special. That's the statue there.
I think that was.
They should make a statue out of today's game. Is basically what I'm saying. 'Cause those players were all legends today. I mean, this season. I've been on fan cams a couple times this season when I've been over, and I have to say there have been times where I've doubted myself. I've been a little too drunk, a little too positive, maybe. Toxically so. I mean, but like, it's happening. There's something happening right now.
It feels so. It feels like it. The things are falling into place.
And Turkish, I know, that you're going to credit one person with this, and the only person you could possibly credit with this Turkish is Stan Kroenke, right?
Yeah, I think we've lost Mike. Yeah, but let's cut it. Nah, come on.
I'm kidding about that. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to open that rabbit hole.
There is one person that we do need to give credit because this is not normal. He's too young to be this good, and that's Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
I'm a big talker, and you will always hear my opinion, but I should have shut up and let that man cook. You feel me?
Yeah, I can't lie to you. You know me, Aston. You know me, Mike. I didn't expect this from Mikel. I just thought the job was too big of a job for a manager that's never been a manager before. But look, 3 years on now, 3 and a bit. I can't believe what I'm seeing, and all the credit, in my opinion, goes down to him. A bit of credit for Stan and Josh for keeping hold of him through a couple dark times. Man. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't even want to imagine it no more.
That man down. We could have been like them down the road. You feel me?
Yeah. Honestly.
Listen, at least that's one thing out of the way now. Putting them back in their place.
Well, they were only ever relevant because Arsenal dipped in form. There are no Spurs fans, just Arsenal haters.
True. Yeah. True. You're right. That's what their golden era has been built on, finishing above Arsenal for how many years? Where are you two though? Where are you right now?
We're in Orlando at that Harp and Celt. Remember when you were here?
You guys were holding court right outside this pub. This is where it all started. This is where the title run began this season. I know you could say Baltimore, but this is where we really realized how good we were on that Chelsea game. And so, yeah, what better place to come back? Now I have to come up here every single week because when we do that, we win. So
you're making me
I'm a superstitious bloke.
Making me miss it even more. I'm hearing that Arsenal might be in the US again this summer for pre-season.
Oh, I don't want to I don't know if I'm supposed to break news or if you guys have already broken the news, but yeah, there's at least 2 games that I'm familiar with that there's going to be. So we'll see you. We'll be seeing you again in July.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? The city or the state?
Yeah, absolutely. From what I'm hearing, should I say this or no?
We just say it's DC and LA.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is the MLS All-Star Game in DC on 19th of July. That's unconfirmed, but that's a possibility, and I love that because DC's my hometown. And then LA, I mean, the team's got to play in that in the Kroenke Arena. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean.
We'll be there.
The day just got better. I thought it couldn't get any better. The day just got better. Listen, I wanna visit DC for sure, but LA has always been on my list. I'm already gonna be in New York in June with the Big Six lot, but now
I didn't get an invite to that. Strangely, I don't know.
It's only been sorted this week, Mike. Man, we're gonna talk real soon. Don't you worry about that.
Hey, yeah, actually, hit me up. You already know I got all the hookups everywhere. So whether in New York and LA and DC over here. So
yeah, I know where all the good bagel shops are, so I can hook you up.
I like a good bagel. I'll make sure I hit you up, Mike, for sure. Hey, listen, you two carry on enjoying the rest of your day, and we'll definitely talk soon. I'll hit you up on WhatsApp.
Cheers, mate. Love for the love, baby.
Thanks, guys.
Love for the love. Enjoy. I believe we have Junior coming on next. Junior, can you hear us?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Hey, Junior, how you doing, man?
Not too bad.
So, do you think like me that it's ours to lose, or are you more reserved, like Turkish? You want to just take one game at a time and just, which makes sense. But what's your emphasis?
I think you'd asked me after the Man City game. I think I probably would have said one game at a time, but I think after the last 5 games, the way we've been playing, the way we came back against Bournemouth, Aston Villa, the way we played today against Fulham, I think surely we have to win it now. Surely it's in our hands now. Surely I can't see how Man City catch up to us, because I watched Man City yesterday and they weren't that great. They got a lucky penalty, and I think they're just scraping wins now. And if you look at the way we're playing, we're just blitzing teams now, and I don't see how Man City can stop us right now.
I don't want to dampen it, but obviously, listen, what I'm going to say on that is similar to how people was after we, scored last minute against Villa or scored last minute against Bournemouth and had some doubts around that. Equally, you'd have people saying that's the sign of champions.
Yeah.
Whereas, you could equally say the same thing about City against Palace, where it didn't look like they deserved anything. It didn't look like they was going to take anything, but they got the 3 points. Now, I also agree with you that it just feels like everything's fallen into place for us, Junior, and I haven't felt this ever in the Emirates era. On today's game, what did you make of it? I mean, so many positives to take out of it. I'm already putting Trossard as man of the match, no debate.
Yeah, but, I think from the way we started the game was really good. I think from the minute that goal got disallowed, I thought, okay, we got a goal disallowed. I thought our heads are going to drop. We're not going to play the same way we normally did. But once we got that first goal, I thought we can steamroll them. Obviously, we could have had maybe 2 more goals. Obviously, the Xhaka chance. Also, I think Saka had a chance as well. I'm not sure if it was Saka or Martinelli in the first half, but they had a few chances as well. So I think in the second half, we kind of laid off a bit. We didn't need to do that much because we were already 3-0 up. But obviously, it was nice to see Jesus come back on as well. Obviously, he could have scored as well, to be fair. Should have. Yeah, he should have scored. There was a good save from the keeper, but he should have scored. But I can't really think of any negatives, to be fair. I think maybe, obviously, if there was one negative, I have to say, it's probably scored more goals, but you can't really complain with a 3-0 win against a team that's overachieving this season in Fulham.
100%. I mean, we can't forget Fulham have had a great season. It's a difficult place to go to, and you are right. I mean, we could have got a few more goals, but we'll take the 3-0. Junior, it was nice talking to you, my man.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah?
On Monday's show on the Big Six, you need to cook Saeed.
Listen, we've been cooking I've been cooking for weeks, man. Obviously, I don't mind that. Again, wait, who? Oh yeah, 0-0, Casemiro red card. I might need to make a call to Scarfuggery, man. I might need to make a call.
Is that the final score?
0-0, yeah.
Oh, right,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
1 week United, 1 week Tottenham. Listen, it's perfect for an Arsenal fan right now. It's definitely perfect. But listen, Junior, love for the support as well. A fan of the Big Six. Appreciate that, my guy.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
No worries, my man. Take care of yourself, yeah?
And you guys.
Who we got on next? Kian?
Hey guys.
Am I saying that right? Yeah, Kian?
Yeah, Kian, yeah, Irish name.
Nice to meet you, my guy. You alright?
Yeah, I like
yeah,
the
not
hoodie
too
top,
bad.
bro. I like the hoodie top.
Oh yeah, good band.
I like the swag.
Yeah.
It's all smiles, man. It's all smiles. Guy, you lead us with what you want to talk about.
Yeah, I suppose the first thing, obviously, welcome back, Turkish. Love for the love. Great to see you back on the show.
Love, man. Appreciate that, my guy.
Have you patented?
Love for the love. Listen, I will soon, but someone might beat me to it, but I don't care. I'm still
trademark.
I'm still. It's my thing now.
Yeah, I think the first thing probably to start with is obviously big shout out to Mikel Arteta as well. He's got 100 wins now as manager, well deserved, and he's proven everyone wrong, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I won't say everyone, because there was people that backed Arteta from the very get-go and could see what he was doing earlier than me, for sure. But I mean, over the last, 18 months, I've slowly but surely been seeing things, and like Mike and Aston just said, I look back at those moments where I had massive doubts and wanted change, and
But I think, you know what, I'm going to say this, I think there were reservations being expressed. I include myself in that. But I think that was fairly justified. I mean, let's be honest, we had the two eighth place finishes outside of European football, and then you had the way we imploded last season. A lot of people were looking at that and thinking, we weren't saying sack him or anything like that, but what we were saying is we wanted to see something this season. And to be fair to him, he's been spot on. So, listen, we had our reservations, but now we're giving him immense credit. I think that's fair.
How big?
I think.
Go on, Kian.
I think the other thing as well is Saliba. I think after the World Cup, everyone was like, "Oh, he's in a bit of a dip. It's a bit hard for him." And now you look at him, and he seems more comfortable. He seems more confident. He seems kind of back in his mindset. It was so unfortunate he couldn't get that goal today, because that might have given him even more confidence. But he looks more solid in there, and I think in recent weeks, maybe the right and left backs maybe have made mistakes, but he's seemed to be that kind of solid presence that we've needed in there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think him and Gabriel are bringing an outstanding partnership at the back. You can see it.
And for such a young defender, he's got maturity about the way he plays as well, Saliba. I can't wait till he signs a contract, because it looks like Saka's contract is imminent, and Saliba's is hopefully around the corner too, because Martinelli's is already tied up, and that's our future sorted in a sense.
Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, you look at the attributes of the two central defenders. You've got Gabriel, who's more your old school defender, likes to challenge, big physical type of guy. Saliba also likes to challenge, but he's a bit more of a footballer, with respect, than Gabriel is. But the two of them together, they complement each other very well. So
I agree with that.
I 100% agree. Kian, it was nice talking to you. Sorry, it's short but sweet. But we have passed the hour mark, and I just want to make sure we get through the rest of the guys and girls as well.
Cheers for having me on.
Make sure you contact us again for the next fan zones coming up. We've only got 11 in the league, and hopefully 6 or so in the Europa League to get into the final.
Exactly. Cheers, lads.
Take care, mate.
Take care, bro. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.
Deanie coming on next.
Deanie.
What are you saying, my man? All good?
Feeling good, feeling absolutely good, feeling good. I hope you boys are well as well. Yeah, everyone.
Another one swagged out. Is that what is that? A cardigan or a robe or what?
No. This is just my dressing gown. It's my incredible hot dressing
I like
gown. The chilled Sunday.
I like that,
I mean,
man.
like it's a chilled Sunday.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Take it easy.
In terms of the game, but in terms of the game, honestly, like I was expecting a slightly difficult game. Because Fulham had been playing well this season and wanted to make sure they gave that respect. But the fact that we just came in from the first minute, we was in control, and then basically the floodgates open in a nutshell. I'm going to keep it short because I know there's more people, but the floodgates essentially opened. We could have been like 6-0 up in the first half. That's how good we were playing. Like Xhaka almost scored one of the goals of the season. Saliba, I don't know what he was trying to do, but if it went off, boy, it would have been beautiful. And I think Harvey said it as well. I think it was the second goal. We were camped in our half, and then a quick switcher play, we break, bang, goal. It's very, very good to see. I've been saying to Laurie, because I think he knows as well, like my instinct has just been saying that we are going to win this league, and I'm believing it even more game by game now. I used to think game by game, but now it's just, I'm just chilling and seeing the journey until we lift up the title. That's how I feel right now, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Listen, in sport, bit like life, momentum is everything. Momentum can carry you a long, long way. And at the moment, we have the momentum, we have the vibe, we have the energy. I mean, I said it previously. There's quite a few people I spoke to in the lead up to the game today that were a bit nervous, had their reservations. But look what happened. They went out there and absolutely bossed it. The game was over after the first half ended. So, you know what I mean? You don't normally see these types of things. When you see things like this, you have to start associating yourself and say, listen, man, it looks like it could be our year.
And you know what I'll say very quickly? That's the type of performance that Man City did not want to see.
Yeah.
Man City hated seeing us do that today. And I'm happy about it. I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
You are right. I mean, you know, no one can doubt Manchester City's mentality because you've seen what they've done over the years. But for a team that's still in the FA Cup, for a team that's 5 points off and still in the Champions League, which I guess is their priority this season, everyone said they bought Haaland for the Champions League. They must have looked at that, not just the result, the performance, and said, you know, if they wasn't saying it already, because Pep's been saying it all season. These men are serious. These men are serious.
I want to be like Grizz and start calling ourselves the big dogs.
I think we are well and truly there now, man. With Manchester City this season.
I want to cement it, Turkish. I want to cement it in gold. You know what I mean?
100. That, you know, that's what I'm about anyway. Obviously, I try not to lose myself. I'm finding it hard at the moment because, like you said, like Laurie said, it seems like everything's falling into place for us to win our first Premier League for 19 years.
You literally said it. How many times in the seasons past has everything started crumbling, but all of a sudden it's slowly starting to come together?
Yeah. That's why I say it feels too good to be true, but long may it continue, man.
So it's going to be all good. All we need to do is get that win against Sporting on Thursday, beat Palace, and just have it perfectly set until when we come back after the international break.
Yeah, come on. And then, big dogs certified come into the season, hopefully. Come on, my guy. Take care of yourself, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, yeah?
Thanks for the call, bro. Speak soon.
Take care. Anytime.
Nice one. Last caller coming in now. Alex, I believe it is. Alex
and Son.
Hey, Lord.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, it says Steven and Alexander here. How you guys doing?
I'm all good, man. How are you lot?
Good. Turkish, I've always wanted to say this to you. How's it going, Turkish?
Boy, that's
another one.
That one as well. Love for the love.
Man's gonna have to bring out a line of t-shirts. Gonna have to bring out a line of t-shirts with some of your phrases on, bro.
He is.
The thing is, even when I meet people in real life, I'm always like, "How's it going?" Like, that's just my thing. But yeah.
People seem to like
how is it going, Stephen? How is it going, Alex? Talk to me.
Excellent. It's going really well. Turkish. Hey, Turkish, real quick. I know you guys have been on for quite a while. Great win again by the Arsenal. Total dominance from the start. You know, people are talking about the 7-0 the other day with Liverpool against it. I think we were even more dominant than that 7-0. We could have scored 7 goals easily. If you look at some of the missed chances that we had and all. I'm a little worried. I don't know what's going on with Granit. All of a sudden, he becomes very timid when he's coming in front of goal. Don't know whether his head is in two places. He started the season very well with scoring goals, but I think the game against Villa, he had a chance right in front of goal, and he couldn't figure out whether he wanted to shoot. Again today, he had a chance, and he fluffed his lines again. So not sure what's going on with that. But the team was exceptional. The crisp passing, it was really good. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And already we've scored as many goals as we have last season. The improvement, it is really good to see, because a lot of people have been blaming Arteta. Arteta was this, Arteta was that, but now everything's trying to come together. Everything's coming together, and it's just great to see. I'm an Arsenal fan. I thought that even though we scored 3 goals, we could have even scored a lot more than that, because the way we were creating chances, Trossard with those crosses into the box, and you can say it's bad defending, but you can't take anything away from us just creating chances. our defense is a lot more solid. Like, Fulham had chances today, but I never felt like that we were going to lose this game because our defense is solid. And even if they did score, I have that feeling that we can come back now because we've showed this season that we can come back from 1-0, 2-1, and that's great. So just big them up, keep going. We got a big game against Sporting, so come on, Gunners, let's see what we have.
Happy days, man. Where are you guys calling in from, if you don't mind me asking?
We're calling from Pennsylvania in the United States.
Okay, cool. Now I might want to link up.
So actually, we're not too far from Washington, D.C. So if you guys come to Washington, D.C., we'll be there. We missed seeing you guys in Baltimore last time. We were at the game in Baltimore. So we missed seeing you guys.
I know. You know? I wasn't happy about that.
I want to big up the away fans today. It sounded magnificent on television. You know, I don't know what the guys are saying about it, but my God, we took over Craven Cottage today. The Arsenal fans were a fine voice today, and so it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see the team coming together. Just one last point. I think we're putting too much emphasis on this City game. You know, you can lose both games to City and still win the league.
Yeah.
We need to actually focus on just all these other things that are coming. The City game is going to take care of itself. And even if we were to lose to City, it's not going to take out any shine from us winning the league, you know?
Nah.
It's going to be the same exciting feeling if we win the league. So we're putting too much pressure on us. We need to actually focus on the Crystal Palaces, the Fulham like today, because that actually is what ends up winning the league for you. It's not the games against the City alone, you know?
No, I 100% agree with you. I mean, I just don't want to be in a position come City where it's another 3-point difference like the last one and we're giving them a sniff back. If we do our job, then, win, lose or draw against City, we'll still be in the ascendancy and we should get over the line and win the Premier League.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, it's in our control. It's ours to lose. And if we take care of business, we'll win it. It's as simple as that, regardless of what City do.
Exactly. Well, Turkish, we always want to leave you with this. Up the Arsenal and come on, you got us!
Come on. I enjoy the rest of your day, man. Take care of yourselves, yeah? All right, love, man.
Nice one.
Final callers there and final super chat here. Touch of Awesome said 16 out of 18 points coming up in the next 6 games. And if we do get 16 out of 18 points in the next 6 games, we are winning the league.
Is that when it becomes mathematically certain?
No, not mathematically certain, no. But
Okay.
I mean, in the next 6, if we get 16 out of 18, that would mean winning the majority, drawing one.
Yeah.
And the Manchester City game wouldn't matter as much because I'd assume they'd have dropped points as well. So
we could afford. I'm not even going to use that phrase, but we don't have to beat City. Put it that way.
Yeah.
To win the league. As I said before, and I keep saying, we've got a 5-point lead currently. There are lots of games left. There's 11 games left. However, the run of form we're on right now, the way we're playing, you said yourself, Turkish, with the players coming back from injury and the importance, Jesus, the importance of having him back was seen today. And I think that type of thing, it's only going to grow from here on in.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So I'm very confident. I'm
actually very
I'm trying not
confident
to be
too.
overconfident. I don't want to come across as smug or arrogant or overconfident or complacent. But the vibe I'm feeling right now is I'm going into these games and I don't think we're going to lose
How
them.
can you not feel confident?
Exactly.
Right now? Especially after that performance at a tough away ground and a tough away team, Fulham. Arsenal are doing their thing. Laurie?
It's been a pleasure, bro.
Love as always. Listen, people.
Thank you very much.
Everyone that's called in, really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Everyone that called in but didn't make it, apologies. Make sure you do again.
We've had a lot of calls today.
A lot of
very
calls.
good
I
ones
think
as
we
well.
must have missed a few if I'm not mistaken, because we were inundated with calls. Call back again after Sporting. Call back again after Palace next week. We've still got a lot of games to go and we'll make sure we get you on. Love for the love as always, people. We haven't hit 1,000 likes yet. So if we can hit the like button on the way out, because there's still 2.4k in the building, I'd really appreciate that. I'd like to get it to 1,000 likes real quick. Smash the like button. And yeah, we keep it moving. All the fan cams will be coming out and have started coming out already. So if you haven't tuned into them already, please do hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell on. Love for the love. We are out. Peace.